Yo guys, I've just got home from being caught up in the absolute shitstorm that's out on the streets right now. You know, everyone's going mental. It's completely swept over the city, like, so quickly. 1 minute there was nothing, and then boom.
Mood atmosphere.
I didn't understand really what happened. The streets just erupted really quickly. From what it looked like, it was a mass protest, like bigger than ones we'd ever seen before.
I'd like to give my take on the ongoing course totally unjustifiable to
Only the Conservative Party now.
It was horrific. It was like a dream.
Chaps, can you move right back? Move back, clear the area, please!
We didn't know what to believe. There were conflicting reports coming from all over.
After a weekend of destruction, looting and arson across London, questions are being asked about the root causes behind it.
Early on, it was all over Facebook. We just couldn't believe it.
Hello and welcome to Inside Story.
problems that exist are quite entrenched and deep.
We weren't told anything.
Poverty don't justify what has happened since that death.
News channels were telling different stories. Portsmouth, Southampton, it could have been happening anywhere.
It was all just rumours. There were no official announcements.
First heard about it through ticks. That was until the networks were cut off.
Even the news weren't covering it. They were obviously trying to stop the panic.
The country just collapsed. We weren't prepared. No one was. How could you have been?
The following series of clips you are about to see were uploaded to YouTube beginning on August the 6th, 2011. It is the start of a string of video blogs by a user under the name of Kaz156. Many believe the videos to be a viral hoax, yet all videos were promptly removed for undisclosed reasons.
Okay, I take it most of you guys out there have seen stuff on the news about what happened yesterday, you know. I can tell you one thing though, from what I've seen on the news, does not give any justice to the level of chaos and violence that I witnessed myself yesterday. I could swear at one point I heard gunshots, but yeah, where's that on the news? There's been absolutely no share of bloodshed at all. Speaking of blood, can't get this thing to stop bleeding. I, would go and get it seen to myself instead of having this terrible patch job. Unfortunately, we're all under house arrest until this mess gets sorted out. So if there's any doctors out there watching, come pay me a visit. It's not looking too good.
It took a very long time for us to make sense of what happened.
At the time it was ridiculous. I was there though. I saw what happened.
Eventually reports were surfacing on the TV, the internet, but it was still very hazy.
On August the 9th, 2011, London was put into quarantine.
It now seems that the freedom of speech has been impeached, as I'm now having to upload my videos through an American proxy, as the UK seems to have been temporarily put on hold. So that's a pain in the arse to add to a pain in the head. As you can see, I'm not looking any better. Starting to feel a little under the weather, as there's still no sign of help heading this way. I did see what looked to be military heading down the road earlier on today, but they looked far too busy and armed to take any time out to help me. So, you know, when it comes to it, I presume they'll do a door-to-door collection.
The events surrounding August 2011 are still in debate around the world. What permeates numerous stories of August 6th are the strange and bizarre references to attacks from trance-like people in London.
Report started, there were videos going up on YouTube, but it wasn't really clear.
I saw a group of people acting very strangely. The eyes were just fixated.
We were told to stay indoors.
Totally devoid of any signs of being human, they were just lashing out at everyone.
I thought London was under attack at first. The whole city was completely sealed off and there was roadblocks everywhere.
Soldiers were brought in, wearing biohazard suits. They just opened fire on the crowds.
The UK government strongly denies all reports of this kind, instead saying their attempts to restore order were highly exaggerated and only the correct and appropriate force was used solely to restore peace on the streets of London. The reasons for the quarantine have now been explained as precautions to the disaster at Dungeness nuclear power station, which occurred roughly 24 hours after the start of the riots in London, where an alleged power surge caused the reactor to rupture, leaving the area to now be completely sealed off. But there are still detractors of this officially released explanation. What follows is the testimony of a nurse who wanted to remain anonymous.
We were really overrun with people being admitted into the hospital. I'd already heard about Dungeness, but I remember there being a very strange case. There's this gentleman who was admitted to us. He had a very minor head injury, and you know, it's nothing that you wouldn't expect, but we could not get the bleeding to stop at all. He became unconscious and his pulse was pretty much non-existent, but he still managed to brutally attack one of our doctors, and then later after that the armed soldiers came and they took him into their custody. And I was later told that the gentleman in question had been in the proximity of the power station, but what struck us the most was that his symptoms were not that of radiation poisoning.
There have been at least 12 more reported cases from numerous people in the medical profession, where patients were also known to have these unknown and unexplained symptoms, all of which resulted in an armed response.
This is now getting beyond the joke, people. The city was quarantined 2 days ago, and that I found from an American news site. TVs, radios don't work anymore. There's literally no broadcasting whatsoever. God, gas is off, and so is the water. Pretty much ran out of food. These blogs are soon gonna turn into a cry for help. Let's just hope the electricity holds out. Fuck.
All of the evidence, however, relies solely on an amateur footage, eyewitness testimony, and most prominently, social media outlets, all of which has been explicitly denied as genuine.
I've heard all about the rumours and the supposed videos on the internet of God knows what. All I can say is there's something about the riots that doesn't add up to me. I was drafted in to clear out the body bags in a sealed area after the riots. I didn't ask any questions, I was just there to do my job.
I can't take it anymore. I can't sleep. I can't wash, I just smell. I'm so thirsty. I'm so hungry. I've seen people out on the streets. They just look like me, they look ill. Just just looking for help. I feel nothing. No pain. Just tiredness. Hunger. Just... I just want this to end. I just want to go home. I just want to see my family. I'm leaving. I'm gonna go find help. I'm gonna find others.
That was the last uploaded video by Kaz156. The man has been identified as a Mr. Hopkins. His family filed a missing persons report 3 days after his final upload to YouTube. His whereabouts still remain unknown. All these accounts do prompt the question, are the UK government trying to conceal a breakout of something unknown in origin? Is there any truth to these stories, or are they all part of an elaborate social media hoax? British life seems to have resumed back to normality. The Dungeness power station and its surrounding areas are still closed off, but the quarantine on London has long since been lifted and most of the media coverage has started to dissipate.
The reports are ridiculous though. It's the same thing that happened after 9/11 with all the conspiracies surrounding that.
I think the government are hiding something from us. We're living in an age of censorship.
People will link anything together. The riots in London had nothing to do with what happened at Dungeness.
Nothing but conspiracy theories. The government told us why they did what they did.
There's just too many people saying the same things to simply just dismiss them. I've seen and read a lot about it.
It was just a bunch of idiots rioting and fighting.
A lot of the pieces fit together. As unbelievable as the claims sound, I'm starting to believe them.